Tim says, in every script I write, there are so many themes that I don't know which one I should think of as the main theme. How do you decide which is the best to go all in for, and how many is too many themes? When you have a lot of themes, it likely means that the story is still just confused. If you have a lot of themes, then the story won't make sense. That's like saying, okay, what's the theme of a car? Right? What is the theme of a car? It's like, well, there's things smaller things it does inside, right? It like keeps people warm and, whatever. But the core theme of a car is to go forward. Like there's a core purpose, right? What's the core purpose of your story? What's the core theme of your story? It's the same kind of idea. So if you're like, okay, well, there's 7 core purposes for my story, that simply doesn't work. Now, how do you figure out which one is the most important one? That's very hard to do because, well, it's not hard to do. I can't tell you how to do it. I can say you have to feel what the most important one is. Why tell the story? What is the reason that you want to tell this story over some other random idea that you wrote, right? Is every idea that you have just random crap that spewed out of your brain and you're just writing us random crap that spewed out of your brain all of the time? Or can you look back and say, okay, well, a story happened to me, right? I look at my life and a story happened to me. Now I'm taking the theme of that story, what I learned, what I discovered, what changed me as a person, and now I'm making a new story in a different way to show people what I learned through the story of my life, right? So figure out which of your themes are doing that. Figure out which of your themes are expressing the truths that you have learned about life as you have seen it up to this point. And if you don't know what truths you have learned about life, then you can think about them. And you can also think about the other stories that you have made up to this point and why did you make those ideas specifically, right? Every idea that you make is not just out of thin air, right? Every single idea that you write is an expression of your beliefs, even if it's a bad script. I have read so many bad scripts that showed me the brain of the writer writing them. You cannot escape your stories being a meaningful expression of who you are. It's just about how much control do you have over that process, period. If you want to have no control over that process and you just want to let your mind do what your mind does, then great. And that can work. People write great stuff on instinct because they actually had a story to share that was clear and the meaning behind it was clear and they were able to follow instinct and get there. But usually, for the large majority of people and for myself included, it can be harder than that. If you're a person who can just fully write on instinct, then definitely go for it. But that's definitely not me. I need a little bit more help. I need to be able to think about my story clearly. And I think a lot of you guys are the same.